Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we will begin discussing multiplication. We will begin by talking about what multiplication is and where we use it. So, multiplication is an operation just like addition and subtraction, and it is used when we want to add many groups that are the same. So you can see here an example. If someone asks us how many apples are over here, what we're going to have to do is add all these apples together. But you can see that these apples are in a basket. Each of them are in a basket. And so I could say that this is a group of apples. And if you look closely, each basket has the same number of apples. So each group is the same. So let's see how that works. Here we have another example. Let's say someone asks us how many apples are here in this first line of apples. So here in each basket, there are 2 apples, right? So if we were to do this the way that we already know how, we would say, well, there are 2, and another 2 here, so 2, and another 2 here, and another 2 here, and another 2 here, right? But you can see already that this is taking up a bit of space. 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. And what if there were more baskets? What if there were many, many baskets? What if there were 100 baskets? Would I write 100 twos? Well, no. This is where multiplication comes in. Multiplication basically says, okay, well, I can take this right here, this whole thing, I can take it and just write it in a much simpler way. Instead of writing it like this, I can say that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twos. And this X in the middle is the multiplication symbol. Let's make that bigger for you to see. This X is the multiplication symbol. And what does this, how do I read this? I read this 5 times 2. And this is equal to this. These two things are the exact same thing. What it's basically saying is I am adding 5 twos together. So if you count the twos here, you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 twos, right? And I'm adding them all together. So instead of writing it like this and taking up so much space, I can just write 5 times 2, which takes up a lot less space. You can imagine how helpful this is if I had to do, for example, if I had to add, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Are these 17? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If I wanted to add 22s, you can see how much space all of that took up. Or instead of writing it like this, I could just say 20 times 2. Look at how much space this takes, whereas how much space does this take? Just this little bit here. So that's how I use multiplication. I basically take all of this, and instead of leaving it just like that, I put it in this form right here. I put it in multiplication form. Now, how we find the results of multiplication, that's something that we're going to focus on more next week. This week, I just want us to understand the connection between multiplication and addition, how we use multiplication. So let's see some more examples. I want you to pause the video and try and think how would I write these as multiplications? So you can do the same thing that I did up here, where I wrote it first as an addition and then I wrote it as a multiplication. So pause the video and try and do that on your own. All right, so let's see. Here, each basket has how many apples? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have 4 baskets. So that means that to find the number of apples, I would have to do 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Right? Because 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Now, how many 4s is that? Basically, how many baskets do I have? How many groups do I have? The answer is I have 4 groups. So to write this, you can see here 1 4, 2 4s, 3 4s, 4 4s. To write this as a multiplication, I would write 4 times 4 because I'm adding together 4 4s. Next up, let's go to the next one. Here, each basket has 7 apples, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baskets. So I'm going to have to add together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sevens. Or in multiplication form, since it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sevens, I would write 6 times 7. Okay? Now, let's take all of this away. Let's erase all of this. Because what I want you to see is that this multiplication isn't just for apples, right? It can be used for many different things. If I want to add many different groups of things. So you can see here, like there are packs of water bottles, right? You've seen things like this before, where we buy a pack of 6 water bottles, right? So how many water bottles? Let's say someone asked us, how many water bottles are there? Well, I'd have to do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. That's a lot of 6s. How many 6s is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could write 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 6s. Or I could just write all of that in multiplication form, since it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 6s. That means it's 8 times 6, right? And that's how I would write that in multiplication form. Here, let's ask us how many children are on the playground. Well, there are 4 children on each playground, so that would 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 4 plus 4 plus 4. Or in multiplication form, since there are 1, 2, 3 4s, 3 times 4. There you go. Here we could be asked how many ladybugs are on all the leaves. Well, since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladybugs on each leaf, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaves, that means that to find how many ladybugs there are, I would have to do 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Or in multiplication form, I could say, well, there's 1 5, 2 5s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5s. So that would be 7 times 5. And that's the multiplication form. You can see here especially how much less space this takes up as opposed to this, or here how little space this takes up compared to this whole thing. So you can see the usefulness of multiplication. So that'll be all for today. Tomorrow we will continue practicing this. without looking for results yet. See, we didn't ask actually how many are the ladybugs in the end. So tomorrow we're going to continue practicing this. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.